Hello, strugglers. Today I have another interview that I did. Fun getting to do these. I shot this interview a year ago. It might have been over a year ago at this point. And I've just been sitting on it ever since. And I finally thought to myself, you know what? Sitting on this isn't very comfortable. I should use it. I should upload it. So that's what I'm doing today. I did an interview with Deal or No Deal Island legend, Aron Barbell. If you've seen this show, you know he's the guy. Aron and Boston Rob. About as iconic as it gets. Aron reached out to me after I talked about this show in a video that I made last year. And he said he just happened to be a viewer and this keeps happening to me. What's going on? We cast a wide net. The strugglers are all over the place, man. We talked about all kinds of stuff, lots of behind the scenes things about filming the show, how the casting process worked, some little secrets that you might not know. Very fun. So I do hope you enjoy this conversation. Very quickly before we start, a word from this video sponsor, then we'll jump right into it. Wouldn't we all like to go to a beautiful island and win life-changing amounts of money? Sounds pretty good. Well, too bad that's not happening, bucko. So if we want to save money and gain financial freedom, we're gonna have to do it in the next best way. And that is where this video's sponsor, Rocket Money, comes into play. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that allows you to manage subscriptions, lower bills, make a custom budget, and grow your savings, all in one place. So many great things. We just moved into a new house and there is much to be done. I'm absolutely exhausted. I've never been this exhausted in my entire existence. We can't go 48 hours without writing a check for something. So we've had to be super conscious of our spending lately to be able to even stay on top of everything. One of the most important things that we've done is keep a strict monthly budget. It's helped me stay sane when it feels like everything is just pure chaos all the time. I can just look at the budget and know that all of the money is going only where it needs to be going. And with Rocket Money, you can create a customized budget within seconds. Bad snap, let me do it. They'll notify you about upcoming charges and they'll let you know when you're getting close to your limits that you've set for yourself, and that way you won't be caught off guard by anything. Rocket Money has helped its members save up to $740 a year when you use all of the app's premium features, and they've also helped their members save over $500 million in canceled subscriptions. They take care of doing that for you, and if you'd like to join in that group, I'm gonna take care of you right now. Check this out. To try Rocket Money out today and unlock more of the features with premium, you can scan the QR code or click the link in the description to get started for free. Thank you so much to Rocket Money for sponsoring this video. Thank you to you guys as always for using my links when I have them. It helps me out a ton. Look at how close I'm getting. This is weird. Now, speaking of money, let's get back to this interview, huh? Did you hear that voice or was that just
Yes,
me?
I got the voice. No,
Okay.
no, that we've an AI bot in the chat.
Yeah, I was like, who is here with us today? Aron, thank you so much for chatting with me. This is so cool. The first thing I wanted to bring up was I was looking through your Instagram and I saw a post that was like a meme that was from the show. What were you saying? You said like, I didn't think this was a good
That's not who I
representation.
am.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't feel like it's a representation of me, but I guess it is.
So funny, first of all, but I clicked on that and I saw that my wife had liked it. So like that meme was viral enough that like without even knowing about who you are specifically or like what this was, she had stumbled across it. Has that been brought up to you before?
Not too much. Like I'm not getting like people going on me like you're the guy from the Instagram post, but like it's definitely it's definitely crazy because I follow the Deal or Don't Deal Island Instagram and they post memes all the time. Some people just use the word for word, but a lot of people like have no spin on it. It's really funny.
That's so good. It works in so many scenarios. I just thought that was so funny. There was one other thing that you know what? I feel like this. That's distracting. I'm going to turn my background on. The other thing that I specifically did want to ask you about was the part in the show when Joe showed up. You said that's the guy from Spider-Man.
I'm Joe Manganiello, and I'm here to make sure that none of you go missing.
Oh my god, that's the guy from Spider-Man.
Weird small role to know him from, but okay, I guess.
They go over the rules, like they had to give you a little preliminary information, and one thing they tell you is that it's the host is, and I was like, shit, like, I know him from Spider-Man. Like that's how I know him from. Like That's the only thing I really knew him for because I don't know True Blood, and so nowadays I'm like, he's not just known for his Flash Thompson, but honestly, like when I talk to him, he's like, it's one of his most proud roles. He believes that he's Flash Thompson, and it's great. Yeah. So it works.
So how does it work exactly when you're doing those interviews? Are you doing those interviews every single day? Is it like before and after certain events? How does that work?
Yeah, it's both. It's before. It's anytime you want your thoughts on something, it's after, and then anytime like what you think your plan is, like what your expectations are, it's before. And like sometimes it will be out of order. Like sometimes there'll be a conversation that I'm like that didn't happen that day. But like as long as it's nothing like too drastic.
When you're watching it back, are you remembering every moment, or does it feel like kind of a blur?
It's a bit of a blur. Like there's moments that you're like, this has to be in, like it's a great moment, and then it wasn't in. There's moments where you're like, I had no clue I said that, but that's an amazing moment, and it's like And so like the big one example is like they love the fact that I played Magic the Gathering. They were like, "Oh, can you go over everyone in the cast and tell me what their Magic the Gathering cards for?" And I was like, I didn't think much of it, and then I got it. I was like, "Oh, that's like a whole plot point." It's
Yeah.
like who's everyone's my cards. So
Yeah.
that I remembered.
Going in, you maybe had an expectation of what it was going to be like, but what was one thing that was like surprising to you about being actually like on the show?
Everything happens so fast. Everything feels so real. Like when you watch it, I'm like, oh, it really does feel like, even though it's a reality TV show, it still feels emphasis on the TV. Like it has like literally like story arcs and villains and heroes.
Mhm.
When we get there, like people take things very personally. I took things very personally.
Uh.
You can't listen to the YouTube comments very much, or in my case, the Instagram comments. So I shouldn't. But like people rightfully pointed out, and they're right. So it's not completely off. Is that like I wasn't prepared, and so like it happens. But like I had a great time. But yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely wasn't prepared for like the emotional toll.
Well, I mean, who could possibly be prepared? That's like so, it's so
It's so
unlike
odd.
regular life.
I think you see it a lot more in like shows like Big Brother, but like even this, I think it's really hard to figure out. Like you have this like everyone's out to get you. Like I know like me and Boston are like best friends, one of my close friends. Like when money's on the line, like he could have just been screwing with me. Like
Oh,
I knew
yeah.
that he was friends with me, but I knew that I was useful to him. So like
Yeah.
there's this like, feeling of like, oh, everyone is using me.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Dude, I gotta
kinda
be
getting
honest.
used to
I
it.
would probably feel the exact same way. I would get
Yeah.
super paranoid if I was out there.
they have psychologists. You take advantage of it. You talk it out there.
Oh,
And
really?
then you're like accept it. Yeah, no, they do.
So, are there other things that are kind of like part of the behind the scenes of the show that you think most people don't know is going on? Like, I didn't know about that production stuff or things that you
Yeah.
don't see on the actual show.
That's a good question. We get to know the some of the people like pretty well, like the crew and stuff, and like you definitely can like make connections with that. That I think people don't realize that, but like you're not supposed to. Like you're not supposed to like make strong connections, but like you work with coworkers, so that's fun. Even though I'm talent, especially if you're in the jungle, like this, like we have snake wranglers, so
Oh,
there's
yeah.
someone around, like literally, he's in like picking up the snakes, and they're like, and like a few of the people in the cast were like, at the end of the day, we'll always be like, did you catch any snakes today? It's like, yeah, a few, and you grab the snakes and put them in your backpack.
Uh-huh.
So that's a fun one.
Is there like somebody on some kind of producer or something that's on set? Not to say like manipulating how things go, but is there somebody there kind of like nudging who speaks to who and like what you talk about? Like, is that all natural?
It can be a little bit of both. So the big one for the nudging is that like they really don't can't do too much of anything, but like they can ask people to do interviews. So like there was someone came up to me like after the show and was like, oh, like I remember I wanted to talk to you, and like they took you for an interview the second they wanted I wanted to talk to you. So that can happen. They know we have an important conversation, and we'll have it, and like they'll be able to hear it and understand it. But if it's not great like quality, they like have us redo it. If there's like thought processes that we have that would not properly like said out loud, they'll have us like redo it just to have just for the cameras, because they want to get the full story. So
Sure.
it's pretty close.
So you had said that you felt like maybe you went in unprepared. The complete opposite of that obviously is Boston Rob.
Yeah.
What was it like interacting with him, knowing that he is such a veteran at this type of thing?
It was a little intimidating, but like the fact that it is not just any survivor winner, it is the survivor winner,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Boston Rob. Made it very easy, because I'm like, okay, no shot anyone's ever gonna go for me if he's available. I have the like greatest shield of all time, which is Boston
Yeah.
Rob. So that was good, but yeah, definitely was like it took me a while to not be as intimidated. Like I'm still intimidated at the end, but like honestly, like I definitely felt legit like I could bounce off ideas off him, and like I felt like I was saying like I was learning. So
Did it feel like it took a while to kind of get used to being around everybody, or did you guys all mesh pretty quickly?
it took a while. Like especially for me, I definitely vibe with a lot of people, and I think like I tend to have a presence that like makes you feel very calm. I'm not very intimidating, so it took me a second, but I gelled pretty fast after that.
Do you think that had a lot to do with how you actually ended up getting cast? Because you do have that energy where it's like so welcoming and not the threatening thing, but it's like a perfect character to have on the show.
No, I absolutely like. I definitely accepted it, and like they ask you doing all your interviews, like they're like, oh, like what's your strategy now? And you have to have the self awareness to be like, I am in the small node. But I'm likable and funny, and I'm just gonna accept that, and I'm gonna be the comedic effect, but I'm to try to win. So you kind of have to know your strengths and weaknesses, but for me, it's really easy. Like some people like don't have the social awareness that I do.
You and Rob are the most memorable people from the entire show. It worked in your favor.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, everyone feels like the main character of their own story, and they are. But like
Yeah.
the main character of the TV show is different. So I didn't want to be like, oh, I'm the main character because everyone's thinking that. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, yeah, but like I think I'm right. I think I might be right. I think I might be kind of the main character of the show behind Bob. You know, they saw like my journey and like they got to know me. They were like, this kid is like, he's gonna be like the underdog. He's gonna be the root for, like you're gonna root for him. I think that other cast figured out pretty fast. That's like, there's a reason that I got the screen time I did. They're not like they don't hold it against me.
I've been through the casting process of a couple of shows. I've never gotten on one, so I kind of know how it goes in general, I think. But what was it like when you were going through that? Like, how many steps were there, and what were you kind of doing?
It was a pretty short process. Like, especially in new shows, like there's very little anybody who's completely like I want to do in the show because well season 1 0% because no one knows Deal or No Deal Island. You follow the casting directors and then you apply. Some people actually applied. For me, like I was in this idea of like a recruit. Like I was called up being like, oh, like Aaron, like I really liked you for I applied for Big Brother beforehand, and this guy Andy kept my number, and he was like, he texted me like, hey, I have another show, I think it'd be great for it. And I already showed you like I already showed the one of the like producers your like audition reel for Big Brother, and they really liked you. So I kind of got pushed like a little bit ahead. I think I had like two or three interviews, and like the third interview was like pretty much like it was like the story producer, someone who was like literally like finds the story beats. And by that, I was like, oh yeah, I'm already in. And she's just making sure she wants to get my story before she like before like where she wants to put me and all that kind of stuff. So
having been on Deal or No Deal Island, do you think that was kind of the perfect show for you, or do you think there's something else that you might thrive at more?
I mean, at least to start, that's perfect. It's very much like beginning show. Like it's nice to be like the like a founding member. They're gonna feed me 3 times a day. Like Rob joked, he gained weight at the show rather than losing it. I got a little bit of camping and like a little bit extreme, and now I can kind of do like if I want to do like I'll use an example like the Traders. I love the Traders. And the Traders is like they put you in a hotel, I'm pretty sure. And like that would be super. Like that would like the only thing is there are social things, and if you want to survival, it's a lot of survival. Although nowadays because it's so short, you can kind of you don't have to be super survival based. So yeah, I feel like I could do like a little bit of either one.
Do you feel like you had to learn how to do the kind of social gameplay, or does it just come naturally?
It's a little bit both. Like I felt like I had a good general assessment of it because I watched so much Big Brother and so much like reality TV. But you don't really know until you get there. I think for me, I wasn't prepared for probably like dealing with someone like Boston Rob, but like that's kind of you kind of have to accept that. Like
nobody is.
Nobody is. That's very true. But like there's advantages when it comes to like you obviously have a disadvantage in some ways because you have a target on you, but like. And he will fully admit this, and everyone who's done reality shows will admit this, is like your target is way less of a disadvantage than the previous experience of being on these shows because it had such a steep learning curve. Yeah. So I think I had a pretty good assessment, but maybe I had like an Among Us background, so that might be kind of why.
Oh yeah, that's actually a really good point. I never really thought about that. Is there anything that you can think of like from the filming process when you were there that made you nervous, like out of your comfort zone? Something that made you feel like, oh, this is the real deal. We're not like goofing around anymore.
Physically, like I was like, oh crap, like what's happening was when I like they put us in like they carried us up in that swing and like shot us and, like just dropped us. That made me like crap my pants. Like that was not fun.
Compared to your normal life, did it feel like the days took forever, or did it feel like everything kind of flew by?
I think days felt like pretty accurately. They didn't feel like they felt long, but they were very long. Like you got up at 8 a.m. and then you went to sleep at like 12. That's normal for me in general. But you were like being videotaped. Like you would wake up and the camera's in my face, and I'm like, can I please get some privacy? And they will actually, but they got wake up shots and like you in interviews late at night and you're filming late at night. We'll be exhausted and like Rob goes to sleep immediately. And like me and like Alyssa and the night owls, apparently I didn't stay up that late, but I stayed late enough where I talked to people, and so like that's the only time you get to talk to people a little bit. And there's still like one camera, but when I'm there, I'm like, oh, you paid like no matter what, you get like a legitimate stipend, and I'm like, and like I'm like, oh, we paid like pretty well, and then I think about it, I'm like probably we were a little underpaid because
you're literally always working. You're never not. Is there literally ever a time when you get like just complete privacy where you're not being filmed?
Bathrooms. They figure that out. No bathrooms, but yeah, there's off days. That doesn't happen in big in that. I don't know. It probably doesn't happen in Big Brother. It does not happen in Survivor. Like, there's no off days. Like it's straight 23 days. But the crew had to like they felt they gave the crew breaks. So they had like almost like staff like talent wranglers. They like cast members, so like they kind of hang out with us and like and tell us where to go. So they use those days to like do like safety training and like go and but we most of the time just hung out. The rule was like you can't talk about the game and that was the rule for any time you're off camera. You should not be talking about the game.
Sure.
So that was a break, but they were like 2 or 3. Survival, they know how long. I think it's it's like 23 days now or 26. But the show, like we could have done it all in like 1 week and no one would have known. So
yeah. So you said earlier that they discourage you from kind of like interacting with camera crew and stuff like that. Is it hard to do that? I feel like if I was out there, I'd constantly want to be like looking into, I'm so used to, doing this, addressing the people at home, but is that something that completely like do not do that?
You kind of get used to like there's like a tempo, but you get used to like time periods. Like there's a time period when I'm like hanging out the cast, like I know not to like talk to the cameras, and it's super weird. Actually, like you pick it up like really fast. It took me like a day or two where like there's a camera by you, and like the first time you're like, I do not like this. How do I stand? And then a few times they're like, this is just my life now. You can't not accept it. So cameras are always there, and you get used to it. And then the only time, and then when you're off camera, is like you'll do a little chit chat and stuff like that. So we'll all do crack jokes, and it's Boston, obviously, they'd be cool with it. But like, if someone was like venting about something, they'd be like, let's stop talking.
Shut the hell up.
Yeah.
I'm sure while you're going through auditions and stuff, they're asking you like, what do you think your greatest strength would be? And I'm sure you had an answer, but what, like after the fact now, knowing that you've done it, like what do you actually think your greatest strength was when you're out there?
Definitely my self-awareness and like is the phrase I love to use. Like I'm either awkwardly charming or charmingly awkward.
Okay.
Where like I sometimes like don't like say the right words and like don't always like say like have the right mindset, have the right. It's right there, example right there. Like I don't always say the right things, and I don't have like the perfect thoughts. As long as I'm like trying and I'm like cracking my jokes when I can, like people find it endearing. They always say like be yourself, and it's repeated like 100 times, and like even with that 100 times they say it, like people still don't be yourself. Like it's really hard to be yourself for some people. Like you want to be on the show, you want to like make it like a big scene maybe, and be like on the camera. So for me, like I kind of knew like let me just be myself, and I'm pretty good at that. So they're completely allowed to use whatever they want for story purposes. That's what it's called. Part of your contract, you agree, is like they can portray you anything any way you want. Sure. I have like a pretty good accurate portrayal. Like it's the cast enjoy me and like me because I was an affable guy and they portrayed me as an affable guy. But like there's definitely things where I'm like that I didn't think like that was my thought process then. You say something and they'll put that in a different place, and I'm like it will be like it's not completely off, and I did have that thought, but I didn't have that thought at that time. It's not purposely misleading, but it's definitely things where I'm like where it's good to remind people that like this is very much a TV show, and like some of it's very much real. Like there's definitely like people who are like if you like you give them the footage you give them. That said, there is like obviously an element of like this is a fictionalized version of myself. I am not Aron Barbell, UNOD Islander.
That's very wise. That sentence in itself, like they can only use what you give them, is actually wow. That's they gotta put that in a book or something, dude. That's amazing. Yeah. Well, someday if I ever make it on a show like that, I'm gonna keep that mindset. I absorbed a lot of good knowledge from you today, dude. Thank you so much. Everybody, make sure to give Aron a round of applause. Thank you for chatting with me. I really appreciate it, man.
Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you so much to Aron for being a part of this. I'll have the link to his Instagram in the description if you want to give him a little follow. I've got a couple other things lined up in the pipeline for second channel stuff coming up. There's actually another interview that I might be doing soon with somebody who was a part of a different video that I made in the past. We just keep getting people to come on that I've talked about. It's so much fun. But for now, that's all I got for you. Thank you for watching. I will talk to you again very soon. Goodbye.